One too many tickets.
Presented by Still a Frog.
Damn it! My dryer stopped mid-cycle last night. The flashing red light suggests the lint trap was choking to death, thus necessitating an emergency shutdown, which means now my clothes aren't dry. Great, and the only laundered set of unmentionables I had were in that load, not to mention the only clean pants I have, which effectively leaves me with no underwear and no slacks to wear to work today. Work, incidentally, is Thomas Jefferson Intermediate School, so my only option is to put on jeans and take the demerit that Sergeant Slaughter, a.k.a. Principal Kramer, is certain to hand out to me, probably with my luck in front of the entire student body. What would my explanation be? Oh yes, something along the lines of, "Sorry, Principal Kramer, I had no clean undies, and rather than flash a bunch of prepubescent 9- and 10-year-olds, I figured I'd go with the Levi's." To top it off, I got out of bed a whopping 13 minutes ago. Plus, I'm out of coffee, which is perhaps even worse than the having no panties. I can probably wing it without those, but who on earth can function without coffee? Forget function. Who can survive? I downed some room temperature no-fizz Diet Pepsi that had been sitting on the counter for Lord knows how many days now. Yeah, not exactly a comparable replacement. And then I realized that the flash drive featuring today's scintillating lesson on how American Indians made wigwams out of tanned buffalo hides is nowhere to be found. Oh wait, no, there it is, sitting next to the box of wine in the fridge. The slight hangover I am now nursing might offer a clue as to how exactly that ended up there. Screw it. I pick the thing up, throw that with some half-graded papers and a bottled water into my teachers make great role models bag. Ha! Then, bleary-eyed, coffeeless, and exhausted, make my way out to the car. Yippee! Another school day. Fortunately, this morning, for the most part, is going to be consumed by a presentation from the local police department. Thank God. Nice jeans, Dahlia Jones, one of the fourth-grade teachers, snarks as she walks by me in the hall. Jackass. The dynamic among elementary teachers, at least at this school, is every bit as bad as that age-old mean girls club that banished you from the lunch table or stole your very first boyfriend with the irresistible promise of second base. "Have a nice day, Dahlia," I reply through gritted teeth. The employee code of conduct prevents me from addressing her as bitch. "Take the high road," I chant. "Just take the high road. And then maybe slash your tires during fourth period lunch." The kids are particularly rambunctious this morning, which seems just about right, given how things are going for me so far. Billy Kendall, if I'm not mistaken, is apparently trying to show off for Elizabeth Graney by seeing how far up his nose he can actually shove a number 2 pencil. But at least he's using the eraser instead of the sharpened end, while the Lambert twins are having some sort of spitball war. The rest are poised in various phases of about to cause some trouble demeanor. "Settle down," I shout, to which absolutely no one responds. Sometimes you just have to go full-on dog whistle to get their attention. Okay, guys, this morning Officer Friendly is going to come in to talk to you about street safety. Especially with Halloween coming up, we want to make sure you have fun, but do so safely. Officer Friendly? Really? These were 5th graders, for Christ's sake. Hell, most of them probably already know the theme song to Cops. And it looks like he's here. Okay, I expect you to be courteous and give Officer Friendly your undivided attention. Enter one absolutely gorgeous police officer. Officer Friendly. More like Officer Frisk me, please. We're in school, so I will fantasize using the word frisk here. I half expect the guy to bust out a boombox and take off the uniform in one swift motion. Maybe this day won't be so terrible after all. "Hey," he says to me rather shyly. I smile and then mumble something official along the lines of, "Thank you for coming. We appreciate your service to the school. The kids are looking forward to the talk." I have no idea, honestly, if it makes sense or is even coherent. I just can't stop staring into his eyes. If I'm not mistaken, he blushes a bit, though that could just be my hopes getting themselves up. He's wonderful with the kids. They're actually paying attention. No snickers, no whispers, no random objects flying through the air. I suddenly realize I'm imagining him doing this with the 2 little cops that he and I would one day produce. The second half of his presentation takes place outside. We walk around the school as Officer Fit and Fabulous has the students take note of street signs, crossing patterns, and potential violations. And that's where we revert back around to the day from hell. Now, what does this sign mean? He gestures toward a reserved parking for handicap sign. Ever the brown-noser, Molly Walensky chirps, "That means parking for people with disabilities only, and that car does not have a sticker, so that car is parked illegally." And guess whose car it is? I was running late. I was wearing jeans with no panties, and remember, I did not have the faintest trace of caffeine in my bloodstream, so my brain could not possibly have been expected to make smart choices under the circumstances. But nevertheless, I feigned shock and disgust, along with my traitorous 5th graders. "That's right," the policeman congratulates Molly, a future Dahlia, no doubt, the little bitch. "So what should happen in this situation?" "The car should get a ticket." "Okay, Molly, we all know you're a frickin' genius. Now shut the hell up." "Correct," he beams at her. At which point, Officer Do-Gooder proceeds to write me a ticket and place it securely beneath the wiper blade. Thank you. Thank you, class. Thank you, hot but infuriating police dude. Thank you, world, for I can see you've been plotting against me since before I got out of bed. Somehow I pull myself through the rest of the day. Essentially, all I'm doing is spending the hours trying to Jedi mind trick the big hand to the 12 and the little hand to the 3. Eventually, albeit in painfully slow motion, it does get there. Stupid Obi-Wan Kenobi. At last, quitting time. God, that dismissal bell has never sounded so good. Hasta la vista, Thomas Jefferson Intermediate. Catch you on the hopefully much brighter and less excruciating flip side. Driving like Marty McFly trying to get the DeLorean up to exactly 88 miles per hour, I make it, for the most part, unscathed, home sweet home. Back to PJ bottoms and a sweatshirt. That jug of Carlo Rossi is calling my name. Just as I'm about to snuggle in with my glass of sangria and a forget-this-day binge-watching session of Orange is the New Black, there's a knock at the door. Please, I just want this twisted tragedy to end already. "Officer Friendly," I managed to blurt out, caught totally off guard. "Hi, may I come in?" No longer dressed in uniform, he is, believe it or not, even better looking. My last name is Pennington, by the way. Friendly is just my alter ego, he chuckles. "Sorry, of course, come in, Officer Pennington." I must look quite the sight, dressed as I am, hair in a total state of disarray and now sans contacts, wearing a pair of glasses duct-taped on one side, left over, I think, from high school, as of course my current ones are MIA. Oh well, chalk it up to the fates, getting their PMS-inspired revenge on me today. "The ticket this morning," he begins. "That was your car." "How did you—" "Never mind. Got it. You're a cop, license plate, and all that good stuff. I'm sorry. This day has been one for the books, and I'd just as soon not think about it again." "I certainly get it," he replies, "but there's a problem. And you were so nice today, so I thought I'd come over to give you a heads up." And once again, I thought I'd detected the slight hint of a blush. At least I think. "When I ran your plates, it showed that you're driving with a suspended license." "What? No, that's impossible. I can't have a suspended license. I mean, how—" Yep, this certainly seemed par for the course. "Apparently back in 2014 you were ticketed for having an expired inspection sticker," he continued. "According to the state records, you never paid it. When that happens, a bench warrant is issued and your license is automatically suspended, which seems to have been what occurred in your case," he explains, and once again, for some reason, I found myself thinking what a wonderful father he'd someday make. Sorry. This is just perfect. So, are you here to take me to jail, I say, half sarcastic, half expecting that very scenario to unfold? "No, of course not," he half smiles, and I melt, which is saying a lot given the circumstances. "What do I do?" Basically, you just need to get the ticket squared away and show proof of it to the DMV. Tomorrow morning, call the township that issued the ticket. They should let you pay it right over the phone, and then they can email you a receipt. Take that to the DMV, and the suspended license problem vanishes. Okay, so I guess I'd better make plans for a substitute in the morning. Thank you so much for your help and for not arresting me, I grin. But wait, can I drive to the DMV? I wouldn't recommend driving anywhere until you get that cleared up, he offers. Just great. Well, I do appreciate your coming by with this, I hopelessly remark. He turns to leave, but then pauses. Take my number, he says. If you can't find a ride, I'd be happy to help you out. Really? Really, he replies, smiling again. Would you have to cuff me, frisk me, and do a strip search before you put me in your car? I flirtatiously ask. He bursts out laughing, and I laugh too. All right, so maybe not the worst day I've ever had.